Okay. We are doing another Big Brother vlog. I don't know. So I'm actually doing this as like kind of a video response to the Swaleigh gang, which if you don't know who they are, it's Bailey and Swaggy from Big Brother 20. And they kind of gave their input on how Big Brother 21 is going so far. And what I will say right off the bat is that I'm going to link this video down below, and I highly suggest if you're following along with Big Brother and you want to see what they have to say, because what I'm going to say is basically kind of commenting on what they're saying. But I completely 100% agree with everything they say, and I think I kind of touched on some of them in my last Big Brother video. I honestly don't remember. I've slept since then. So anyway, basically the whole premise of the show is like 14 different individuals competing for this big prize at the end. The last house guest standing basically wins. So here's the thing. And this show is guilty for this for many seasons, but this season not only has, like, I'm gonna call it prejudice. Racism is real, and I do really honestly feel there's racism going on in the show, but we're just gonna go ahead and say prejudice. There is a lot of prejudice going on. There's a lot of just downright hatefulness, bullying. Oh my god, bullying is strong. So we're going to get into this, okay? So first off, one of the things they bring up is Kimmy and how she has basically been attacked by this huge group, mainly I think it's Jack. The guy with the long hair, he's either Jack or Jackson. I get them mixed up because they switched the other guy's name to like Minchi or Michi, or I don't know what they switched to do, something stupid. But so he was like all about getting Kimmy out. Kimmy has done nothing to provoke this. She hasn't been nasty to them. She hasn't done anything that would say she is a threat to the game or anything like that, but for some reason she was their target. So let's go back to like the very first episode when I think it was Jackson. Again, I get them mixed up. It was either Jackson or Jack, the short square jaw that Minchi, they call Minchi or Michi, or I don't know what they call him now, but he had won the camp counselor or whatever the first day, and then he had to nominate 3 people to go and, like, was it 3? Might have been 4. I don't remember. I think it was 4. It was 4 people. Anyway, the very first competition, he had to nominate people, and I'm pretty sure it was 4 people. It could only be 3. No, it was 4. He had to nominate 4 people. So then, like, he had to nominate 4 people for this competition, and the one that lost was automatically kicked out of the house, right? So he nominated Cliff, which is the older guy. He nominated Kimmy. He nominated David, which are the 2 African American people in the house. And then he nominated, oh my god, I'm blanking on her name. I think it's Jessica. I have to look at, I'm pretty sure it's Jessica. Anyway, he nominated her, and she is plus size, and she is like Latino, Hispanic, something along those lines. I don't remember her nationality. She did mention it below. or before below. She did mention it before, but I honestly forget. So he nominated those four. His excuse for picking them was because they had also basically raised their hand to participate to do this whole who wants to be the first camp counselor. And the way that this even worked to begin with is that you had to go out and put a chip in whoever you nominated, right? So it's not like, I don't know. Anyway, he won. He nominated them. And he told David that he was nominating him because he was 100% sure that David would win the competition and be fine. Lo and behold, David lost. David was the last one, and he didn't actually finish at all. He was still looking for the door out because it was a in the dark competition. And so he was the last one, and he was eliminated or put into the Big Brother comeback or Big Brother camp. Anyway, it's a long thing. Anyway, so let's go on. After that, it's like the Jacks, we're just going to call them the Jacks. The Jacks were kind of upset that David didn't come back. They were really hoping that Kimmy or Jessica would leave, and they didn't get what they wanted. So as soon as like one of them got the power, the very first person they wanted out after that was either it was they wanted either Kimmy, Jessica, Ovi, or who was the other one? I can't remember, but they had a list of people they just wanted. Let's get him out. I don't want him here. And all of them on their list are of the minorities of the house. So you got the older guy, the two African Americans, the Hispanic. I believe Ovi is Middle Eastern, or I don't know. They mentioned their ethnicities in like their little bios, and I honestly don't remember them. But like the only person I think that's actually in Grateful that's of technically the minorities is Bella. She is Asian, but she kind of, her attitude kind of fits in with those little hateful brats. So anyway, oh, and then you have Nicole, which is technically a minority in a sense because she is the nerdy, geeky person in the house, which honestly, she's one of my favorite people. So I don't know. So another thing is that they brought up is that the Jacks and Bella are like the biggest bullies, and that is honestly the truth. Nick kind of falls in there, but I think Nick kind of like plays along with the rest of them because he's trying to fit into this group. And the fact that the Mean Girls is, I don't even remember their name. They call them like Sis and someone else. But those girls plus Bella kind of like, they're very manipulative. Like Nicole went up and was honest and told the truth about what was being said. And they even show flashbacks of these conversations. So it proves, like Nicole is not in the wrong. She was honest, this and that. And these girls, these mean girls, turn it around. Oh, I did not say that. She's lying to you. And instead of like taking a moment to like really think about it, they're like, oh, well, they're not gonna lie to me. They're being honest. When in fact they're lying to you. Wake up. But anyway, Bella, out of everyone in the house, I feel is the biggest bully. She is very full of herself. She thinks her crap don't stink. she is the biggest bully of them all, and she doesn't just make attacks on their game. She's very personal when she attacks people, and Bailey mentions this in the video, that about her having the personal attacks, or Bella doing the personal attacks, and Bella's basically the biggest bee of them all, to be honest with you. She is the biggest mean girl, and I hope when she gets out of the house she can live with the way she treated people, because if that's who she is, like, in person, she needs to change. She's not a very pretty person personality wise. Like, she has an ugly soul, is all I'm going to say. Like, she needs to clean that soul. Another thing they mentioned is that they feel like David may be flipping to the Grateful type of alliance, like kind of trying to line up with him. But honestly, I mean, I see where they're getting it from, but at the same time, I think David is just trying to keep his nose in that group so he can get like the inside information, kind of, so he knows if he comes back to the house what he's getting into, because these people are so manipulative that he honestly needs to know what he's coming back into. So I don't think he's necessarily trying to go to that side of the house. I think he's more trying to gather information that would be more privy to his game and kind of staying on top of things. The other thing is that they mention in the video is that Ovi does try to stick up for Nicole, and these people would not even give him the time of day. They didn't want to hear anything they had to say. And coming back to the whole Nicole thing, she tries to sit down and have a conversation with Bella about, you know, what was said and all this other stuff, and instead of letting her talk, Bella talks over her. Bella bullies her. Bella tries to manipulate her. Bella is just downright ungrateful. And anyway, so Nicole said, can we have a educated adult conversation? And so the very first thing out of Bella's mouth when she said that is, oh, you're calling me uneducated. And Nicole said, yeah. And I honestly agree. Bella acts very uneducated. Like, if you can't have a grown-up conversation and be mature and let, you know, the other side speak to where, you know, their side can be heard instead of just your side that is actually not the truth, then yeah, you're not being very grown up and you're being very uneducated at that point. Not saying that she's like dumb in other aspects of things, but as far as like social courtesies, she's very uneducated in those aspects of it. And then finally, we're going to just end it at this. The mega group, which is Grateful, they also made like a new one with 9, and it's just because they added Sam to it. And let's be honest, once they get down to those 9, bye-bye Sam. They're not going to keep you, and he knows this. He has figured out that there is another alliance that does not include him. So I'm hoping if he wins like head of household or anything like that, that he will in fact break them up. Hopefully he is not going to be stupid enough to keep going after the minorities of the house, and that he is smart enough to start getting out the bigger players in this Grateful alliance. But we all know Big Brother, none of them have backbones anymore. Like, this is, oh my god, this is why I love the minorities. The minorities of the house always have the biggest backbones. They're the only ones that are ever willing to get blood on their hands. They're the only ones ever to take risks. The big groups, like the big alliances and stuff like that, they're too pansy. They don't want to make risks. They want to just take the easy way out. But whatever. But yeah, that, as long as that group is together, the minorities have no chance. Like, the minorities need to get ahead of household, and they need to get someone on that side out. That's just how it's going to have to be. So with that being said, guys, that's all I'm going to say. Again, I am going to leave a link to the Swaleigh Gang video down below. I definitely recommend checking it out so you kind of know what I'm talking about, because I kind of go off of what they're talking about. And Bailey does a really good job of kind of explaining things. She's much better at talking to the camera than I am, but yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. If you are a Big Brother fan, do you agree? Do you think Bella is a big bully? Do you think Jackson and Jack are bullies? You know, where do you think Nick stands? I mean, Nick is one of those people, like, I can see him actually flipping sides. Like, I think if Bella left, Nick would no longer be with Grateful. I think he's there because Bella's there, and she's like got him under her spell. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.